Good evening, Desert Sands Unified School District and Desert Sands Educational followers on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. My name is Sean Webb, and I'm your Director of Community Engagement. And welcome to the Friday Night Lights Desert Sands Educational Foundation halftime show. Got a very exciting night. Got some visitors from multiple games that we're going to be talking to. But before we go any further, I want to go ahead and thank the Desert Sands Educational Foundation for providing this platform. And I'd like to read their mission statement. The Desert Sands Educational Foundation secures funding and awards money to provide supplemental resources that enrich and enhance student learning in Desert Sands Unified School District. Their vision statement: in partnership with public and private sectors, Desert Sands Educational Foundation financially supports creative and innovative programs that enrich and enhance the educational experience in the academics, the arts, and extracurricular activities, and engage all students and staff in Desert Sands Unified School District. So without any more from me, I want to go ahead and make sure to bring on some of our guests here. We've got a fun evening. You can see the live feed going on here at Shadow Hills High School. I'm here again for their game against Palm Desert, where I'm going to go ahead and bring on one of our guests to tell us a little bit more about the game. And who better than to bring on our own athletic director here at Shadow Hills than Mr. Michael Walsh. Mr. Walsh, how you doing, sir?
Hey, Sean, thank you for being here. Love doing this every Friday night. Good to see you, sir.
Hey, good to see you. Why don't you give us a little update about what's going on with the game and so forth. And just so you do know, I do have one of your parents that's going to join us as well, Jana Liu. She's got one of her children out there playing. But why don't you give us a little perspective from yourself?
Right on. Well, we're looking at, not the score we would like to see in the first half. Both teams fumbled. Palm Desert was able to capitalize on it, and then they had a run to punch into the end zone. See some mental errors on our side of the ball, but I'm pretty sure Coach Escobel's getting them back together so we can see the type of performance that we had last week.
Awesome. You know what? We've got such a full crowd here, Coach. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have you come back in the backstage area, but I'm going to bring on Kevin Pillow, who's going to talk about the Indio game from last night. And then when I have your families and parents on, I'd love to bring you back on with us, okay?
Right on. I'll be here for you, Sean.
All right, we'll see in a little bit. Excellent.
All right.
All right. We're going to bring on Kevin Pillow here real quick. Kevin Pillow, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, Mr. Webb. How's it going, sir? Another exciting Friday night. Glad to have football back.
Yeah, it's excellent to have football back. Well, you had a Thursday night live. Why don't you tell us about your Thursday night?
Well, it would be fitting that the third oldest high school in the Coachella Valley kicked things off on an unusual Thursday night game, and they had a great game against Cathedral City, all things considered. Wasn't the score they would have liked, but I think a lot of great storylines came out of the game, and it was great to see, as much as the COVID protocols would allow, a good turnout for the Raja faithful, but some great standout athletes, some young standout athletes from the Rajas that I'm really excited to be following this season.
Hey, I gotta say, my background is nothing like your background. You look like you got a beautiful stadium behind you. You're going high tech on us.
Oh yeah, got a great shot. Did a little drone flying yesterday. Thanks from the clearance from Mr. Lawson and Mr. Shipley over at Indio High School, and took old Raja 1, I guess technically we'll call it right now, high above Ed White Stadium. Got a great shot that we're going to use in the background here on Friday nights.
Okay, excellent. Kevin, you know what? I greatly appreciate you partnering with us and being with us tonight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on some family members from the stadium here to talk a little bit about what's going on in their game. I've got first Jana Liu, who's one of the teachers here at Shadow Hills High School, and we'll bring her on right now. Hey, Jana, how you doing?
Hi, Sean. I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. Why don't you share with everybody who you are and why would we have you on with us tonight?
Well, I think your focus is football tonight, and that's why I'm here. I am a parent, and I have had a student play football at Shadow for the last 8 years. So I'm an avid booster of our football team. My husband has also coached here for the last 8 years, and I teach here. So it's not just my son that's playing here, but all my students who I adore and support and cheer them on every single game.
Oh, I love it. And for those of you who don't know, Jan and I have known each other a long time. We worked at Page Middle School together, and it's just a joy to see you at the stadium here enjoying your child play football.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm glad he got to have a senior year. a senior
Yes,
season.
I agree too. And, we're trying to do something new with these halftime shows. So thank you for joining us. It's great. I'm also going to bring on Mr. Walsh, who's your guys' athletic director. If you want to maybe say hello to him and maybe say, he might just be across the field from you. But Coach Walsh, you're on here with Jana Liu.
How you doing, Mike?
Hey, Jana, good to see you again. And hey, Sean, you got to bring up the page connection with you, me, and Miss Liu.
You know what? That's right. All three of us worked at Page together. Geez, it is a small desert. I forgot about that. Geez, sorry about that.
Yeah, we're going
that.
way back, and those desert sands roots run deep.
Oh yeah, they definitely run deep. They definitely run deep. You know what? As they run deep with desert sands and so forth, I want to say that we also have a Palm Desert parent on with us. And Jana, like yourself, she's been at Palm Desert as long as I've known her, and she's got some children playing too. So I'm going to have her come on and talk about the perspective of what's going on in her end of the game. And we have with us Jerry Neighbors. Good morning or good afternoon, Jerry. How you doing?
Hey, Sean.
I'm
Great.
Jerry.
Thanks for having me.
Why don't you give us a little perspective? Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, definitely. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your perspective of the game?
Sure, absolutely. Great game's going great so far. We're, thankful to be out here just like everybody else. And really exciting first quarter. We had both teams had a turnover first quarter, which was like back and forth. So it was very, very exciting. And then our Palm Desert High School quarterback, Carter, number 7, he threw a 20-yard pass to Lions and brought in our first touchdown. And right behind was McElroy, who brought the extra point in for the kick. That was really exciting first quarter for us at Palm Desert High School. Second quarter, equally as exciting, 100%, where we had our number 20 John did this amazing 55-yard run with, of course, the help of his O-line guarding him. And then, of course, McElroy brought in the kick again for the extra point, which was super exciting too. Say that our defense is doing amazing. The score at 0-7. The defense couldn't be any better. Offense bringing it in. So far, so good for Palm Desert High School. Thanks for having us on here, everybody. I'm glad to be out here.
You know what, Jerry? Thank you for being with us, and thank you for giving us a play-by-play for the first half. You can see, unfortunately, she had a little bit of issue with her connection there. But, a lot of fun here over at Shadow Hills. Jana, before I have you and Mr. Walsh head off, is there anything you'd like to say to our followers that are watching about the atmosphere of being in the game? Because, we're here. There's not a lot of people at these games. Maybe if you guys want to share a little bit about that.
Well, I think
we do have a little bit of a limited capacity.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, sorry. Do have a little bit of a limited capacity with the 2 parent or guardians per student athletes. But I can tell you the energy on the sidelines is fantastic. And the energy in the stands from the parents and the fans is amazing too. Both sidelines are electric. It's 14-0, but it's a great game. I can't wait to see the second half.
I agree. It's been an exciting game. And Jana, anything you want to maybe say to your son that he could see this later in the evening? You want to say any message to him?
Absolutely. I want to say hit him hard, keep working. And we leave tomorrow for his last college visit. So he's been getting recruited across the country. And so it's not over. We got a few more games here, and then we move on to the next part of life, right?
I love it. Well, congratulations with that, Jana. You and Mike enjoy the rest of the game. I'm going to go ahead and bring on Mike Magnera, who's actually in Rancho Mirage at the La Quinta game. So thanks, guys, for joining me.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Okay, so now I'm going to bring back Kevin Pillow, who's going to talk with Mike Magnera and I. Let's see here. Mr. Magnera, live from Rancho Mirage High School. How you doing, sir?
Hi, Sean. Thanks for having us on.
Thank you. Why don't you give us a little score update? What's going on over there?
So Friday night football feels so good. It's not the outcome we expected going into halftime. We're currently down 36-9, but we're having a blast out here. We have great parent support. We have our entire varsity cheer down on the sidelines right now, trying to keep us in the game.
I love it. I love it. I love that you guys have your cheerleaders there. I will say that across the press box for me, across the field, I can see Palm Desert brought their cheerleading squad as well. So it's great to see a little bit more normalcy going on. Mr. Pillow, can you tell us what other than football last night, what did you see at the Indio game?
I will say also the Lady Rajas were out in full force. They were again. Talking with a lot of the coaches there last night, they're taking whatever they can get. Usually you have a freshman of junior varsity and a varsity program for most sports, and it looked like they kind of had a mixture of the same thing with cheerleading. So it was great to see all ages of the cheer team out there. They had the one of them dressed up as a Raja, rooting on the limited fans that were out there, and I believe Cathedral City also may have brought a limited cheer squad, and they had a group of fans that came out from Cathedral City. So it was great seeing everybody supporting. Like you said, Coach, again, it may not be the scores that everyone wants to see, but everyone's having a good time. Even Indio last night losing the way they did, they were having a good time when it was all said and done.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? You're speaking of a good time. I'm going to bring on the guy that always having a great time, and that's Craig Campbell with CoachellaValley.com. He's here covering the game as well. He's been at a couple events for Shadow Hills as well as at La Quinta. Craig, can you hear us? Craig, how you doing? You're on with us. You're on live with the Desert Sands Educational Foundation halftime show. Okay, unfortunately, it looks like Craig's having some issues with his connectivity. We'll try and get with him and again here shortly, which is fine. Mike, what do you expect? You said you guys brought your squads there and so forth. You got the football team, you got the cheer squad. You have the whole admin team there too?
Yeah, our admin team's out here. We're all having a good time. And, we have a young squad out here. I have a lot of hope for our future here at La Quinta High School. We have a lot of young quarterbacks. We have a couple of sophomores that we've been putting in and out, taking turns out there. They have some really good arms. I can just see that in the future. The future is bright here. We trust our coaching staff, and I see good things in the future for La Quinta High School football.
You know what? I agree with that completely. I know that Mr. Pillow here knows the head coach very well. He growing up in the desert as well too. He knows that Coach Rivness is taking some bumps and bruises right now, but we know that he's solid. He's here to stay, and he's an alumni. You got to love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, okay. It looks like he's got a better connection. I'm going to bring him on now. Craig Campbell, how you doing, Craig? Oh, geez, you never know with the internet, guys. You never know. You never know what's going to happen here. Unfortunately, it's not working for Craig here. But I'll say, it's just a fun time to have you guys back here and having Friday Night Lights. Even though it is in March, it is a little bit different. I'll say that a lot of times during week 2, I'd still be probably in shorts on the sidelines. A little bit different having a jacket to come into the stadium. But Mike, I noticed since I was at La Quinta, and that was a couple of years ago, you guys got a little bit different logo on your hat. Can you share a little bit about that?
So yeah, it's not one of our main logos. Our main logos are the LQ and the Blackhawk logo, but this represents a mentoring program we have here at La Quinta High School that we call the Blackhawk Academy. And so It's a mentoring program for male youth, just to pair them up with a mentor on campus, a check-in, check-out program, once a month luncheons, guest speakers, college prep. But yeah, we're just finding new and innovative ways to connect students to our campus. And so the Blackhawk Academy.
Okay, gotta love that. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put him on the spot right now while I change camera views. I know Mr. Pillow is an amazing speaker, and I know he would love to come in and speak on behalf of everything that he does and the community and so forth.
Oh yeah, I like that. Hey, this, like I said, we're not about rivals tonight. It's not about Indio versus La Quinta. Anytime you can mentor young men in the community right now, especially right now with just the craziness going on in the world. So it's great to see that you guys are kind of reaching out the hand, the seniors or the upperclassmen down to the lowerclassmen and stuff like that. I got all the respect in the world for that. So I know that, like you said, there's a lot of young players playing on the football program this year. The teams are real thin, having to go deep in the depth chart, and it's cool to see maybe even on the football program, maybe some upperclassmen reaching down to the freshmen and sophomores to kind of mentor them. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, guys, we're getting back here. We got about a minute left at halftime. I know that you guys will be coming back shortly too, Mike. Mike, is there anything last you'd like to say before we sign off?
No, yeah, we have our first home game next Thursday. We look forward to reaching out to you and connecting with you again next week.
You know what? I'm going to tell you right now, Mike, I'll be coming to your press box.
Okay.
If you guys allow me to set up,
you're
and
welcome. Yeah,
we'll be
please.
going live there, and hopefully we can have Mr. Pillow join us from Indio High School if you guys have a
Yeah.
home game next week. That'd
We
be great.
do.
Yeah,
Busy
we'll
game
do our,
every week next week. So
yeah, so I'm going to put it on you. When Palm Desert was at home as well, Mr. Killian was able to do it both. So let's see if I'm going to put you to the challenge there. Yeah, definitely. Hey, guys, once again, thank you for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and let you go here. We got halftime that's ending, and just excited to be back with Friday Night Football.
Great.
You guys have a great night.
Thanks, Sean.
thanks, Sean.
Okay, so as I shared, we're ending up with halftime here. It's 14-0 Palm Desert over Shadow Hills. About a minute left of halftime. We're going to have the second half kickoff here. Make sure you check out our friends over at the Desert Sun and KESQ. I saw them out here earlier, as well as NBC Palm Springs. They'll definitely be highlighting this game. They'll be highlighting a lot of the games, all the games going on tonight. But you guys have a great night. Have a great weekend. If you want to catch the foundation this weekend, you can catch us. We'll be at the Palm Desert Market on Sunday from 10 to 2. I'll be there talking and sharing about the great things that are going on with the foundation, as well as I'll be there with a couple of our high school groups that'll be selling things to raise some money for their programs. La Quinta High School Culinary Program is going to have their soaps. And then Caesar from the Indio Floral, Kevin, you know Indio Floral. He's going to be selling flowers there to help out his ag program and so forth. So come visit us over at the Palm Desert Market on Sunday on San Pablo. It'll be going on from 10 to 2. Last, what was it, in February when we had it, we had over 1,300 people, so I expect even more this time. But you guys have a great weekend. Make sure you wear your mask, wash your hands, and we'll see you later.